What is good, people? Welcome back to the Hype Report. I think this is episode 8 now, so big love for the continuous support. And today I'm pleased to announce we've got a very special guest, someone I've been and online friends with for a long time. Do you want to introduce yourself, bro?
I'm Casper, brand owner, photographer, kind of in that realm, somewhere around there.
A really interesting story because I guess you do so much different stuff. And I think that's why I wanted to get you on. Like, I made a list at the beginning with the podcast about guests I want on, and you were literally right at the top because it was like, I just know you've done so much weird and cool shit.
Random shit.
Weird in the most positive sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, how have you ended up doing what you're doing? Because you, like you said, you photographer, you capture some of the most biggest artists in the world. You also have a pretty cool brand.
Thank you, sir.
How did you get into that?
Where do you want me to start? Like right from the beginning, or?
Yeah, just how on earth did you? I mean, like, there's gonna be so many people listening now who want to, I guess, or who would be inspired by that kind of story. Like, how did you do it?
So, it all began. It all began, I guess, from the very start. Where I was in my small town, a couple friends, one made music, one started to make t-shirts, and for some reason we'd always go to Paris because they had made friends over there for like fashion week. And I was like, yeah, I'll come along, why not? And the first few times I was like, I'm not really doing anything here, I'm just going to the parties or doing whatever. And we must have been like 17ish around this time. And then I spoke to someone in Paris, and I was looking at their camera, playing around with it. I was like, oh, what is this, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, it's the Yashica point and shoot, blah, blah, blah. And I looked online, I was like, fucking hell, that's like 500 quid or 400 quid. I was like, no way, I don't have the money for that.
Yeah.
But I figured out when I was doing my like normal job or weekend job or what it was, I figured out, all right, I'm going to buy that. So I started taking photos of my friend who made music and my friend who made t-shirts. You might know him, Marino Morwood.
Yeah, cool. The massive graphic prints.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Started just bopping around with them, taking photos all the time. And then I was like, I want to try like music, or I ended up at a show or something. And I really enjoyed it. And that's where the love from the music side came from. And really just from 17 till like now, I guess, I've just been shooting everything and anything.
Yeah.
I remember I had a job. I was like driving a van or something. And as soon as I finished that job, like 5 p.m, I would go straight up to London and shoot a show. So that's really where my love for the music kind of was birthed. And yeah, like I said, just shooting everyone from nobodies to random hood guys to... I was just at my office just checking out all the prints today, and like I remember I shot a Lil Uzi photo, and that was like what made me realize I want to really live all this. And from there it just kept going and going and going. Shot so many people. I interned for lots of different brands. Places Plus Faces was one of the first brands I interned for, I guess. Shooting a little bit and packing orders and all of that. And random DJs, and then I might go to a festival with them and shoot a load of stuff for them. A DJ called Siobhan Bell I used to do like in like an intern with. And then COVID hit, and at that point I was shooting loads of stuff. I had got some really good jobs from not to like name drop, but you know, with like I shot like so many of my favorite artists. And then COVID hit, and I was like, what do I do? What should I do? I don't want to just sit at home doing nothing. So I moved up to London. Somehow my friend like had a sublet because he was in America, and just moved into there and started making t-shirts.
That's sick.
And really didn't look back. Just kept going, yeah. And then now I'm balancing both of them a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, some of the photos you've got, like if you look on your IG, some of the people you've captured. I mean, you've got Central C. That was quite recent, right? Or multiple
that
times?
Was at the Doja.
Yes.
Which was last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. And what other big names have been highlighted for you?
Post Malone, Travis, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD. Just shot Dave. Kind of just everyone a little bit. There's so many photos I haven't posted as well, like Diddy and I could just keep going and going, really. But
Yeah,
not to sound like a dick, but I really feel like I've shot so many of the great people. And I just do it just because I actually genuinely love it. I've never really been paid that much. Like, I've never got any life-changing money or money that's given me a big boost.
How does it work in terms of being paid for that type of work?
Because really just at the start of it, I was just running around doing it just because I loved it. And all my family were like, what is going, like, cool, but
what are you doing? Get a proper
what are you
job.
doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're not earning any money from it, or I don't know how you're getting by. But somehow I was just like flying here, and like someone would pay me to do like a music video for like £500 or something like that, and then go here and like do a shoot for like £100. Just like kind of did it like that. I wasn't really thinking about money ever. But in all honesty, the UK doesn't really have the money like America does. In America, I could get a project that will pay my rent, but here, and a little bit more, but here is peanuts. So I never really bothered. Like, it's never really, like, it's just whatever, isn't it? But yeah, everyone was looking at me like some people were like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then my family were like, cool, but there's not really a career because you're not earning money. I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Although we kind of operate in a similar space, but like very different, like job, like day to day for sure. But like I'm exactly the same. The same thing happened with me and my parents, and they didn't. I mean, they were super supportive of everything I've done. Like, they're great, but like my family were like very much like, just go uni, get a job. And I did do that. I went to uni. I didn't get a job. I ended up doing whatever the hell I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But it took them a long time to realize, and probably a lot of. It's probably only last year when I moved out, when they were really like, oh, right, he's actually like, he's doing something and being proactive, and not just making videos in his mum's bedroom. And
because they were probably looking at you like, what's TikTok? Like,
mate, but even at one point I was like that. I was like, well, why would anyone go on TikTok? It's so cringe, man. Like, but you know, I owe a lot to it, and I think that's a barrier. I imagine a lot of creatives, like a lot of creative people have. Because there's not much money in it when you start.
There's none, pretty much none. Like, you know, and you want to make your content good and keep evolving it and bettering yourself. But I think really, like, nowadays, no one really has too much money. Like, the average person hasn't got money. So I would just say, just make sure that whatever you're doing, photography or making content or whatever it is, I think it's important to, you know, even if you have a side job, to keep that flowing. That's what I did for so long. And then, that will keep you going and keep you like motivated as well, keep you hungry, I think.
Sick. Yeah. 100%. Now, let's talk about your brand, like a bit away from the photography a little bit. What is the brand? Where would you place it? I guess it's pretty difficult to
weird,
kind of sub-niche it or categorize it, but you do some crazy, really cool pieces.
Thank you, sir.
Really cool pieces.
So the brand, right now I've been explaining it as if it's like a novelty brand, kind of. I started doing graphic tees at the very start of COVID, and that's really what boosted me. And then all throughout this year, actually, I've been trying different products, seeing what works and seeing what I love, what I prefer doing. But now it's like novelty goods, so it's like, it could be like, it's very influenced by like nostalgia, video games, and maybe like just like around like some random cool person, like GTA or Modern Warfare 2. Like, it's like accessories. I've done pendants. I've done like coasters. I've done just lots and lots of random stuff. So I'd put it in like the novelty kind of bracket right now. But the graphic tees is kind of like the bread and butter, really. That's what everyone loves, I guess.
I mean, the graphic tees are amazing. I remember you sent me the I think it was the Modern Warfare 2 one, but also before, like, there was I guess still a graphic heavy piece, but it was a long sleeve, kind of a grey charcoal-y long sleeve.
Oh, with the eagle on it.
So sick. Very like
a good fit on that.
Kind of like 90s America, maybe not 90s America, but kind of like West America biker culture.
Very like Harley Davidson.
Really, really sick.
I mean, I'm not really. I don't really love fashion like that. All I wear is like vintage tees, very basic trousers, and like nothing crazy. The odd piece here and there. So like making stuff like that kind of translates perfectly because it's like a Harley Davidson inspired tee.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because I saw something that I actually screenshotted this from your story ages ago, and just because I wanted to have it.
Yeah.
And it was just like a black screen and text about you criticizing like these two guys like arguing about who's got the better streetwear, who's got the better whatever
What was
it was.
I saying? I'm always
I can't
going on
exactly
a
remember what it
rant.
was, but I was like, mate, I was so happy someone said that, because I guess if you look at my content, it definitely isn't like I'm not that well dressed, like in the sense of like proportions, the latest trends, like I just
you dress like pretty good. You
well
dress pretty
I do
yeah.
I like shoes, and I like some like I just like what I
You
like.
know how to put things together though.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like review shit, but I don't do like styles type stuff.
Yeah,
I don't be like, bro, you should wear this. It'll make you look better, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I just
don't really get when people are like, there's a right or wrong way to do whatever it is, whether it's like to dress or to do your brand or whatever. I don't really get it. I just think you really just got to wear whatever.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of the like a question I asked a lot of the people who came on so far on the pod is like, how do you think TikTok has influenced where your part, like your niche, like how, or like let's say, you know, TikTok and streetwear, I guess like streetwear's huge now, like it's just like it's insanely big.
I think TikTok, my profile is dead, but if I type in like my brand on TikTok, there's a lot of people like just doing fit pics of it.
So,
and I think it's a much nicer way, not nicer, but it's a more interesting way to like see a product on someone. Like Instagram obviously is just photo heavy. And I think I think TikTok's changed the game. Like,
for sure.
There's so many brands are popping up now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess brands literally come up overnight because of one video.
Literally, yeah. They do though. They boot off, and then some of them have longevity, some of them don't. But either way, you're hitting a nice lick.
Yeah, mate. It's absolutely crazy, man. Yeah, like you said, it is. I guess it's a bit of a double-edged sword. I think it's the same. Like you said, if you blow up too quick, you can kind of ride the high, and then you haven't got any sustainability from like a brand perspective, I guess.
What do you think about TikTok brands or brands on TikTok?
I'm trying to think of one that's like a really well-known one that I could probably mention, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no problem with it at all, really, because I mean, how could I? My whole career is based off, you know, making videos on that platform. Yeah. But the reach you get on that platform is insane. Like even, you know, last night I posted a video. It's just me reporting like a news story, and it's got like 500-600K, and that's quite like an average. That's average. Like without sounding like an absolute bell end, like isn't me going like, but exactly, but I'm not trying to be like that. But like that's just like insane numbers before TikTok. But now it's not. Yeah, it's good numbers, but it's not like insane.
You know what though? I think you might be, but I think everyone's so like jaded by numbers now, because imagine, I don't know if that's 500 or 600K individual people, but let's say even 20% or 10% of those are individual like people. Yeah. Some people might have rewatched it or whatever. Even if it's 100,000 people, that is so many people viewing your content. Yeah, it's mad. And like to you, you're like, it's just another video kind of thing. But that's so many people. Yeah, it is like, a lot. It's crazy.
It is a lot. I guess you do have to kind of wrap your head around it quite a lot. But you've also got to be super like kind of not straight and narrow, but like not humble either, but just ordinary about it.
I know.
Because if you look at that in the wrong sense, it is a lot of people, but at the same time, they've just scrolled really quickly. It's like it's such a small fraction of their day. I guess
if you put yourself in their shoes, they're just going.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like you've got to keep going just because you get like one video which is like a few 100,000. It's not. It is a lot, but at the same time, for TikTok, the day and age now, it isn't actually like.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Much.
Yeah, it really is a double-edged sword.
It's mate. It's meant. Honest to God, we live in starting a business, brand, whatever it is, fashion label, whatever. Is crazy. Like starting one now. We started. I keep referring to, no one could see her, but she's behind the camera, but she owns some of Kicks Force with me, which is our like sneaker reselling business.
I've seen it, yeah.
My girlfriend, not she, sorry.
Careful.
Yeah, and all of our customers are from TikTok.
Really?
We've transferred everything over from my second channel on TikTok.
Hard thing to do.
Yeah, to our Instagram. And I hate Instagram. So our business, our Kicks Force Instagram is now going to overtake my personal one soon.
Wow, that's good though.
It is, mate, it's sick. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. Where do you sell a lot of that to? Like you said, worldwide?
Literally all over the place. I kid you not, it's probably 50-50
Nice.
from UK to like the rest of the world. So like lots of Scandinavian countries, like Denmark, places like that.
Where's a lot of your audience from?
Mostly UK, literally no US, mostly UK, and then quite a lot in Europe.
That's nice to know. Though,
I love it. I get tagged in like some German TikTok sometimes. They're speaking to me in like a different language, but
Germans love it, man.
Mate, they're
Germans love
so sick.
I love the Germans.
Yeah, mate, they're amazing, man. There's quite a lot of German influencers I follow. I don't know what they're saying, but they all do like outfit videos.
Yeah.
But
Germans are really good consumers. Like I feel like everyone here feels like they got to be the main person.
Yeah.
Like everyone has a brand here, but Germany, there's a few brands, this and that. But most of the population, they're just enjoying the clothes, enjoying what they're wearing, and doing what they got to do.
Yeah, 100%. It's really it's lovely, isn't it? I love selling stuff.
So cool.
Abroad. What about yourself? I guess how do you find business like?
How do I find it? How is it going, or what?
Well, I guess on both. So on the subject of, are you mostly UK based? Do you sell a lot of UK, or is it all over the place?
Honestly, mostly America and Germany.
Sick.
And a little bit of like Scandi. So America's probably like at least 50 or 60%, and then the rest is like UK and Europe and all of that.
Do they have to pay customs for stuff?
Yeah, there's a couple tricks.
Yeah,
there's a couple of tricks we do, but sometimes they do. It's a bit of a grey area because
it is.
I'll send like the most identical packages out, and one will go out and not have to pay, and then another will have to.
One slips through, and everyone we have to. Yeah, sometimes some will just fly through because like we do everything above board, of course, but like sometimes people will just get taxed for a massive heavy bill.
I know,
and it's shit, man. It's shit because the whole point of I've got quite a young audience, and the whole point of doing what we do, we sell pre-loved only because one, it's sustainable, and two, it's affordable. Yeah, but no one, like you said earlier, no one's got any fucking money anymore. But people still love materialistic shit, which is fine.
Everyone wants to enjoy it.
So yeah, it sucks when people get taxed like that, but
it does. For like the past like 5 years, I've been undervaluing everything at £5.
Really?
I might have just outed myself a little bit, but literally, and most of the time it slips through.
Yeah, that's good.
But on a whole, business it's changed a lot this year. I've seen the most. But yeah, just like it just really depends, I think.
Yeah.
It depends on, what you're selling and the product and everything. Sometimes it'll just be down here, and then other times it'll be right up here. I'm like, what's going on? Like,
how do you find it, like, because like in terms of like your mood and stuff, like do you quite dependent on how like happiness and stuff? Like, because I was having a chat previous podcast, and we were saying like TikTok views, if they're low, you're like, oh fuck man, you're in such a bad mood. But like I guess with you, it's not so much TikTok views, it's more about sales and the brand's like progression.
I mean, I think I've just been in such a tunnel vision for so long, I think, that I think that I've just blocked out a lot of like emotion kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've just been like, all right, this is the goal. I need to get there. I need to keep going.
What is that goal, do you reckon?
Fashion or like the brand. Really, it's the community. I want to just make sure I have like a members page as well. And it's very like take care of everyone kind of thing. I love cars as well. So it's just like I want to create like this car community, but I also want like a very safe space, whether that's an actual physical space that everyone can come to kind of thing. Or like an actual car club kind of thing that is very welcoming kind of thing. Like that kind of vibe is what I'm on, is kind of the end goal, is just really having the community that just very looks after each other. Because I feel, not to be sad or anything, but because I've been on this journey for a long, long time, and mostly on like a solo journey, I go here and do this, I go there and just do that, mostly on my own. So it's very like, that's how I feel. I want to make sure everyone has their people to kind of stick with. Yeah. And then for photography, like, just want to tick off as many names and create as many good like relationships as possible.
Is there anyone you have in particular who's quite well known who you have a really good relationship with?
Yeah, so I think like when I was like filming music videos and stuff, I literally showed him the other day. I was like, look at this treatment I wrote. This treatment's like a little storyboard kind of thing.
Yeah, before like pre-production type stuff. Yeah,
and I would I'd put like screenshots of this guy's work in it to like reference it, like, oh, we're going to do a shot similar to this. And it was Cole Bennett's Lyrical Lemonade. Every time I would like reference it. And obviously doing a little bit more work with him now. And he, you know, they just came over when we shot the Dave and Jack Harlow.
His work is amazing.
He is the GOAT. He's like, and like literally because I was referencing that, even when I didn't know him, and then I started working with him, and he is to me like the inspiration, the goal. That's like a big tick off kind of thing.
Yeah, because he really popped up with like kind of all that SoundCloud music videos, right? Like he is known, I guess, as the music
exactly, and
like,
that's
video
like,
guy.
Like all that music when I was like in my apartment in COVID, I was listening to was like Juice WRLD and Peep and all of these guys, and I knew Cole was obviously sparked Juice's career and everything. So to meet that guy that's like brought it all to life and achieved so much, and him to tell me like, you know, like advice or this or that, it's really crazy.
So what was the most recent video shot with him? Was it with Dave?
Yeah, so Jack Harlow and Dave just released a music video on Cole's channel called Stop Giving Me Advice, and he had me helping him out on that and doing the second channel video and stuff like that.
Sick. And what was that like? Did you get much interaction with Dave and Jack?
Yeah, I got to speak to them loads. Jack's very he's a funny guy. He's just like a lad. He's just a guy. Yeah. Dave's very quiet. You know, he's kind of analysing the room and seeing what's going on. But he was a cool guy, very just nice guy.
I like that. I always like hearing positive stories about people who have like massive platforms.
Yes.
Because sometimes some people are just dickheads.
Oh yeah.
But it's nice to hear.
Yeah, a lot of rappers are on their rapper shit.
Yeah.
And they want to be like, no, I'm the richest in the room. Like, don't want to talk to you.
And probably sat on their phone the whole time on Instagram DMs.
Exactly. I'm just like,
not giving anyone the time of day.
You're a human, man. Like, you ain't anything that special.
Yeah. Talking about people who have big personalities, celebrities, a lot of like valid people, that's probably not the right word, but like celebs have worn your stuff. So who is the biggest star that's worn your garments, your brand?
Biggest star?
Maybe not star, but just
or like
artist or whoever.
Well, for me, it's Travis Barker because I'm just kind of like I also love rock and all that whole genre and how he's like bended it as well and done his production with like MGK and stuff like that. So probably him, and also people like Georgia Smith and a load of the Florida rappers would have worn it. But Travis is probably the main one. And it's a crazy story because I remember, sorry if I'm rambling as well.
Oh mate, please keep going.
I remember I shot a picture of Georgia Smith.
I saw it on your gram. I was scrolling last night.
When she was like small as well, like she was supporting someone else. And I was like, oh, I shot a load of pictures. We had a chat. I was like, oh, that's famous. Travis's brand, isn't it? And then she was like, yeah, I love this. I've had this jacket for like 10 years or something. I was like, oh shit. And then I sent it to Travis. He didn't see it, obviously. And then I was in LA the week after or 2 weeks later or something like that. And I ran up to him because I saw him at a show. I got brought to a show with my friend, and he knew a couple of people. So we ended up in the green room, blah, blah, blah. I see Travis Barker downstairs. I'm like, fuck, this Travis is my like only chance. So I run up. I'm like, Travis, I just shot this photo of Georgia for you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no way, man, that's really sick and all of this and that. He's like, send it to me and we'll post it and everything. So that happened. So I had the open DMs with him in the end.
Sick.
And then we ended up doing like a collaboration. And I just always send him like clothes to wear, and his whole family wear it all the time.
Wow.
And yeah, we released like a bunch of tees for his brand and for his merch as well.
Oh, mate, that's sick.
Yeah, like that's something I've never really publicized that much.
No. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, he's like
at
top of the top, like rock star level. So probably that, to answer your question.
That's
sick.
Probably
that guy. Yeah.
How does it go? Like obviously, I know you mentioned you went up to him and just kind of secured your chance. Well, in terms of getting merch out to like very popular people, not merch, but like your brand out to very popular people and people who are in the limelight, how do you do that? Because there will be people watching now who have like a small brand.
You know what it is? I figured it out because when I wanted to shoot people, photography wise, I was always trying to get on a tour or whatever. And you gotta know who their team is. So I would like DM like a manager or like an assistant or something. Hey, I got a bunch of clothes for blah blah blah. Do they want it, or what size? I'll send you a bunch. I'll send you some as well. And that's really it.
Really?
It's just like knowing the team and sneaking around a little bit.
And a bit of networking.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and like not being scared. Like if I ran up to Travis and he was like, "Not right now, man." That's the worst he's gonna say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, so what I guess sticking on with the brand for a little bit, what advice would you have to anyone who's starting out? Because I mean, you'll probably be the first to say that your brand's always, like an actual clothing brand, as everyone wants to do it now.
Yeah.
I think with social media, it's so much easier to glorify it without looking at the hardships of building something like that.
It really is, and it's hard. It's really difficult not to compare, and like to really. And a lot of people want to rush it. I get a lot of people asking me like, "How do I do this?" Or like, "I've only sold this many few pieces." I'm like, "Bro, this is gonna take years if you really want to do it." I would just say, just find your niche and enjoy it. Really,
Yeah.
You know, I liked cars, so I started with cars. You know, and I enjoyed making it. You know, if you like cameras or bear bricks or I don't know, or like accessories, make an accessory or something like that. You know. That's
I think with most things in the creative industry, you've got to, whatever it is, whatever your sub niche is, whatever you're building, whatever you're selling, whatever it is, you've got to really love it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because you don't get paid off the bat.
No.
There's no qualification that can kind of put you on a good salary to start with. You start right at the fucking bottom. There's nothing there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just got to firm it.
And
really
also
hard.
like just think a little bit more out the box. Like you don't have to make t-shirts and hoodies.
Yeah,
and jeans.
like
you can make like microphones or like a chair or something like that. You can really like. It's very very easy to make anything now. Honestly, Alibaba is a very good tool.
Yeah, is that how I see?
That's where I started. They're like, how do I find a factory? Okay, Alibaba has 1 million factories. You get a bunch of samples. Samples are not that expensive. Like it's like 50 quid to start your brand. Like you get a sample for £50 and you've started your brand. Is that because I
see loads of people even selling courses on how to start a clothing brand.
Yeah,
and they always
don't buy the course. Take it from me. Get on Alibaba, download it right now, and if you want to make an accessory or some jeans or whatever, just type in jeans. Have your design on Photoshop or whatever. And literally send it to them in a Google Drive, and you're good.
That's it.
That's literally it. You measure up what you want to do. It's easy. It's actually easier than everyone thinks it is.
I guess that's the benefit of living in the modern world.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
the day and age
100%. There's so much advice, like free game as well. Like there's always people like on TikTok, like giving free game out, and even like now, like I'm always just I don't know. I think it's a bit crazy that people like monetize little bits of advice, I get it as well, but I think there's
a fine line.
There is a fine line.
There is a fine line,
definitely.
So what about kind of the space in general at the moment, streetwear fashion, where it is in a bit of a, not in a weird place, it's really I love it at the moment because it's so anyone can be interested in it, and so much is, I mean, the term streetwear is the broadest it's ever been.
It is, yeah.
I don't even know where I sit in
much.
it. I have absolutely no idea. And I make videos on stuff every day and I don't even know what's going on.
I feel like personally London is in a strange, not me being a sad story again, but there's so much competition here. No one really wants to like converse and like be like peers within the space. It's very like
quite individual.
I personally feel that not like like attack or like aggressive way. It's just like everyone sticks to themselves and very much wants to hide all the secrets and everything. And not that they should give everyone their game, but I just feel like there's not a really like community within the brand owners. But I guess the great thing is that the brands create the communities. I just think there's so many brands popping up now, and which is a great thing. But I just think there's a lot right now. I think there
is a lot. It's interesting you say about brands being not selfish, but keeping themselves because if you look at like Supreme and Palace, like Palace had their pop. I think the first Palace drop was actually popped up in Supreme store.
Yeah.
And they obviously
Well, I guess
they are competitors now. Obviously back then they're probably a bit different, but they were still a skate brand, and
yeah, exactly,
they were
yeah,
selling different products, different revenue streams. And
I guess that's what it
helping
used
each
to be
other out,
like.
but,
Yeah,
but I guess maybe it's a bit different now.
it is a little bit different. But I think like a few years ago, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, if I did a drop, everyone would post it on their story, and if my friends do a drop, I'll post it on my story. Like, oh, this is out now. And I remember, here's some clickbait for you. I remember Clint, the big man.
The big man. Yeah.
He actually was the one that said to run up my brand, do the car shit. Yeah, he was the one. He sent me a message saying, "How did these do?" or whatever.
Sick.
He was like, "There's a whole untapped market. You've got to run this shit. Blah blah blah. Go do it." And I was just like, fair enough.
How much interaction have you had with Clint?
I knew like not much really now, but in the day, maybe like 3 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually at Rolling Loud with him when I shot X and Travis and everyone.
Oh man.
Yeah. We were in Miami and hung out there, and that's when he just started Cortez, and I remember he was like, yeah, I got these tees. Do you want one? I was like, yeah, sure.
That's sick.
And it was the one. It had like the Virgin Atlantic, like this like the girl flying with like Mar High Club or some shit like that. Yeah. And I was like, how much do you want? He was like, what, really? He was like, yeah, $15. I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh mate,
it's crazy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I mean, where he is now? I mean, he's at the top, and he's just killed it. To be fair to them.
Yeah.
What do you think of Cortez?
Nothing but love for him. Yeah, because I know he's really just put in the hours, and like, I think it's because I've seen him. Not saying I was best mates with him or anything, but because I saw him when he was literally selling me a $15 tee, and he probably had like 15 or 20 of them, and I've seen him just keep going and create this crazy world.
Mate, he is. They are.
He's
amazing.
the guy. Yeah, he really is the guy. He figured it out. He really just figured it out.
He did figure out a gap and just fucking killed it.
He figured it out, and I think what's even better is that I know he likes to help his circle out. I was with one of his friends a couple months ago, and he was just like, who works for him, and he was like, yeah, you gotta stop working for me. He's like, what do you mean, kind of thing. He was just like, yeah, you gotta do your own thing now, like
that's sick.
You have all the resources, kind of thing. Like, do your thing.
That's nice.
So cool.
Nice to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, he's cool. He's great. He's the best guy, and he has the craziest car collection as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he's rolling in. But yeah, the thing I like the most about Clint in particular is, one, the Cortez hype got me a shitload of views. I used to do like live cops.
I bet.
And they were amazing. And they were sick. They were so insane. I loved, the fact it's kind of like, they were like, for the Air Max 95s that released earlier this year.
Yeah.
I think it was early this year. Right at the start, they used to have like puzzle collections on the capture, right?
I remember,
and it was so good for content, man. Like, I loved it. It was so fun. Like, obviously chaos if you really wanted a pair, but he's stopping the bots and stuff. But then the site was crazy. But
it's crazy.
I loved it, mate. It was so fun, and even now with the password stuff, it is. He really changed the game with how you buy from a drop, because everyone uses passwords now. Even we do it for Kicks Force.
Yeah,
a little less chaotic than Clint.
But how you like shut off the site?
Yeah,
you let it load up, and the next drop password only kind of thing. Yeah, he figured it out. A whole new way to drop, and that's what you got to do to like pioneer something new, I think. Yeah,
he's he killed it, man. Big up to Clint. And what about? I think other TikTok brand, like, not Cortez obviously isn't a TikTok brand, but as we were talking earlier about brands that blew up on TikTok, Broken Planet is a good one.
Yes, I know those guys. Yeah, they're obviously I don't want to say anything too, but obviously there is a lot of comparison with BPM and CPFM.
They go, I think Broken Planet Market don't have to use the trade as the market anymore, do they?
Exactly, because there's the whole puff print thing. But I went to the party the other day, and
the Halloween
one,
sick, yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, these guys have just created they've created a community, and I think if anyone creates like a community, can't hate on that.
Yeah.
It really is a place.
It's like anything gets popular, it gets hate. But I actually scrolled through a TikTok the other day, a guy rating the top 5 worst streetwear brands. And when I started TikTok, I didn't think I did that exactly, but I used to do like lists of that, because I thought that's all you could do in fashion TikTok. And I started there, I was like, wanted to DM him, and I was like, bro, if you want to make content about fashion, really don't. They won't get you anywhere. Like, you got to be more positive and a bit more relatable and stuff. But I didn't do that. But yeah, and he put Broken Planet as the worst one.
Really? But the hate gets the views.
Yeah, it does. That's why people do
get the views.
Yeah, and that's why people do it. It's just controversy.
It is, yeah.
But if you want to build like a good, sustainable platform, you've got to do better.
Oh, you have to, yeah. But I mean, maybe like yourself and maybe we're like too nice. Because like I'd never want to like hate on another person's creation or anything like that. Man, yeah. But maybe you should be like a little bit more cutthroat, like this, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think Broken Planet's sick. I've got a couple of pieces from them. They're not really entirely my. I don't even know what my style is at the moment or anymore, to be honest. But they're not. I'm
wearing a Christmas jumper.
Yeah, exactly. Pick up classic football shirts for the plug. Free little gift. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but I really don't hate them. I think, like you said, any brand who can create a fraction of the hype, the community, the desire for the product, like they've done. Yeah. I think they do like in-person giveaways quite a lot. Not giveaways as such, but like a chance to cop stuff. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's so cool. And their marketing is amazing.
Really good.
And the owners are super transparent. Like I follow them both on TikTok and the socials. I've never met them. I don't know them, but they're just sick. I really like.
They're cool guys.
I've got a lot of time for people who are transparent and stuff like that.
Would you start a brand?
Well, yeah. So we're I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. We're starting like I'm releasing a hoodie soon, but I don't know if I'll ever be in the point where I feel like you've got to have a really deep core passion for that. And I think with Kicksforce, I've kind of nailed it on the head at the moment. I keep talking about it, but that's like the new kind of project. And that is selling cheap shoes that are hyped, that I really like.
Why are they so cheap?
Well, they're just pre-owned. It's just like, they're not brand new. They're not dead stock.
Makes sense.
They're all just, we buy them off eBay and we sell them literally for 10, 15, 20 pound profit. We sell like Yeezy 350s for 99p. Well, we do sell some for 99p, but most of them are 99 pound. But we do like 99p drops.
Pretty good, yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that goes in the drops is stuff I get sent.
Really?
So stuff from like brands like JD and stuff like I work with.
Nice.
And I just give them out for free because, well, basically free.
Why not? Yeah.
Just because, the people who follow me on Kicksforce and follow us on Kicksforce are the people who have follow me on the main account that ultimately results in me getting.
It's important to do that.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
It's important to do that, not be so money hungry all the time.
Yeah. We get some shit, like some fucking hate comments when we do a 99p drop, and they go really quick. Yeah.
Oh.
We get we did the black. Yeah, they just don't understand the concept of trying to give back. Yeah. Yeah, I got to see you next Tuesday when we did our Black Friday drop. And
from my mum?
Yeah, disgusting CUNT. And all we did was drop from like a 30-year-old woman, and we dropped 4 or 5 things for 99p. My shit, my stuff, like it's all I lose money on it. I could quite easily sell it for like. I mean, we sold like a Yeezy, Tech Fleeces, Trapstar, Hugo Boss. The Hugo Boss thing. JD sent me Hugo Boss tracksuit. It was like 300 quid. A lot of the stuff I do lose money on. Some of the stuff it isn't all gifted. Some of it is just genuinely like
you just want to.
I've bought and I just feel like, well, someone else will have better use than that. And sometimes we buy like New Balance 550s for like 30-40 pounds and we just sell them for 99p.
Really?
Yeah, but people still find a way to hate, man.
Yeah, they always will.
It's mental. Like it's nuts. If you're a creator or a content creator or just anyone who puts videos out online or whatever it is,
it's insecure, isn't it?
You've got to be so fucking hot, thick skin.
It's so strange to like hate on someone else's. I don't get
it. Whenever something like that happens, I always remind myself of a quote. It's like, never listen to an opinion of someone who's in a position you don't want to be in.
Yeah, true. You're never going to please everyone as well.
No, exactly.
So
how did you get the opportunity to shoot someone like Central Cee?
No, so that was the first time I worked with Cole and Lyrical Lemonade. Again, just shot my shot to Cole's guy who's like kind of he's like his like main man basically. DM'd him. He was like, I need someone in London to shoot for the video. And somehow he saw me first. I don't know how. He got so many DMs. So that's how it happened initially.
And this was the Doja Cat video?
The Doja. Yeah. The Doja one. Yeah. Yeah, it's about Doja Cat.
That was it, right?
Yeah. And then basically, they just called us up, and it was weird because my housemate knew them, Marino, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just off to go see Cole and Jake," and I was like, "I'm shooting for them today." And he's like, "No way!" I was just like, "Yeah, come along." So it was crazy because it was like us four, just rolling around the city for forever, just shooting this Central C video, and it's crazy because like these are like top tier people. They could have like a Sprinter van, but they're like crammed in the back of like our cars, just like rolling around the city.
Mad.
But then obviously we went and we shot Sench, and he was there from like the first thing in the morning to the last thing at night. So he was really like super on it, like super ready to work kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was cool.
What was he like? What is he like?
He's cool. He was chill.
chill.
Like he was just like excited kid, really. Like you could crack a joke and he would laugh at it, and he had all his boys there. Everyone was having fun. You know, a lot of rappers are on their rap shit. And like it's a little bit not intimidating, but you're a little bit like uneasy some of the time. But he was like, they were very welcoming, and like even though they're like, you know, we're on the block shooting, everyone's just very chill. Everyone's, you know, it's very professional kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was he was good. I remember he was just laughing a lot. I remember,
Yeah, his come up's been crazy. His influence in the like I guess like teenage demographic of fashion and streetwear is mental.
Bro. It's been so quick as well.
Yeah, mate,
so
it's
it's
crazy.
like a couple years, a year, if that kind of thing. I remember watching his first one, and the day in the life, like a teaser.
Yeah.
And I was sending this to all my friends, and like, boom, like just goes off.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's like the first one to like, not first one, but one of the first younger ones to bridge America and the UK.
Oh yeah, he's massive.
Yeah.
He is absolutely fucking huge.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Like even like for a content creator like myself, like Central C is so important. There is like a massive overlap between music and fashion.
Yeah.
There probably always will be.
Oh yeah.
And Sench is epitomized the right word? All of that, because he is like, I can make a video about anything he wears.
But he'll wear a tech fleece, but he'll also wear like some high-end shit.
Literally, he did a what's the brand begin with J?
Jacquemus.
Yeah, he did I know he did a shoot with them, and he wore that fluffy thing.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
bought it, and
did you?
It was really fucking bad. I had to return it because it was fucking awful. But I bought it for content, really, because they were blowing up. So I was like, okay, I'll try this out, and that's what I mean. Pretty much anything about Central C, people are so interested in his.
Yeah, he's got a very, very interesting come up. Yeah,
mate, it's so sick, and I think people can realize he's like a really, maybe not relatable, but like a really normal, down to earth guy.
Yeah, I think also if you see like videos from him from say 5 years ago, you'll see he just was some like regular kid, and like he wasn't like the coolest kid or anything. He was just rapping like regular, like a regular kid just trying to do his thing. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of inspiring, really, because that he is like the biggest in the UK, and he just shows you that, you know, anyone can do that shit.
So when you were shooting his vids, however many you've done, have you done two?
I've shot him a few times, but really one music video.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has there been any really interesting stories from the set? Because I know obviously you guys spend a lot of time on the set. They're not like a quick thing.
Of Sench or general?
Also Sench and then general, I guess. Yeah.
Of Sench, you know, I just remember anything of Sench. I remember. Well, firstly, Dave was actually at that shoot as well. Dave was on the set, and
that's crazy.
It was cool to see them like conversing and like, you know, the two biggest of the big, like hatching it out. Not really. I mean, he wasn't. He was just chilling a lot of the time. Like he was just like, all right, ready to shoot, kind of thing. One really good memory was like back to Cole Bennett again. But I remember we were driving to Guildford, which was where the warehouse was, and it was crazy to have all these guys in Guildford because I'm from near Guildford. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like all these like crazy people are like near my house. But I just remember there's one really nice moment, and I know Cole had shot a lot with Mac Miller. And I have a video, and it's we're listening to Best Day Ever by Mac Miller, and like it was raining, and then it just starts shining, like sun beaming through. We're just on like the motorway, just listening to the Best Day Ever by Mac Miller. I just like, Cole's there, just like peering out the window. I'm just like, yeah, something's going through his head right now. It's just like a really nice moment to like experience, you know, like the biggest music director, really the most relevant guy right now, just like being like a normal guy scrunched up in the back of my mate's car. But yeah, I think, you know, with Sench, not too. I haven't really like hung out with him like that really, but I just remember he was very nice guy and like very welcoming and very professional, and you could tell that those guys move in a certain way. Everything they do is very calculated.
Yeah,
very calculated, I think. And I think that's kind of, even like to what he's wearing in that, or what he says, or this or that. I do remember he said to me, back to what I was saying earlier, I was like, why do like you not hang around with like other rappers or anything? And or like, why is the UK like that? And he said, he was like, yeah, because this guy might get a case next week or be on some bullshit next week, and that's why I don't hang out. That's why I'd rather just stick with my people, not get involved with the mess.
I guess that attitude does take you to the top, though.
Some interesting. You don't have to add this in, but if I'm rambling, but so Doja video had a remix. I don't want to say too much, but it had 2 really big American rappers on it.
Mad. You can't say who.
Don't know if I can. I'm not going to say just in case. But they had 2 massive American rappers on it, and then the video was like ready to go, and like I think like the couple of days before, Sench was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it," because apparently Sench had spoken to Drake. I'm not trying to gossip here, but this is just what I've heard. And Drake was like, "Yeah, if you do this song, then the song's going to be bigger than you, and you'll just be living in the shadow of Doja, the remix, and the song." And I was like, oh, it's like really interesting to like.
So he turned it down.
So he turned down, and it was big rappers as well.
Wow. Obviously, if it's gonna potentially
it's just interesting.
him.
He spoke to Drake, and Drake was like, "Nah, don't do it." And it's just interesting to see their like mindset, and that's kind of how I've been thinking a little bit more concise and a little bit more moving with a little bit more pep in my step, really, because. I see how these guys are so calculated with everything they do. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick, man. I really like him. I think, like you said, like there's obviously so much tactics, and he's obviously a really smart guy. Like rappers, especially UK rappers and US rappers, don't get any credit for their intelligence at all. But the way he's like marketed himself and the way he's portrayed himself, it's like, mate, literally perfect.
It is, isn't it?
It's mate, literally to a T, man. It doesn't matter what. Walk of life you're from, how much money you have, your background, you know who he is, and you like his music, and his music's relatable.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is crazy.
Mate, it's mental.
Now. Yeah.
So, staying on with the music stuff, you have captured some huge artists, including people who have unfortunately passed away, such as XXX, Peep, and Juice WRLD. What has it been like? How does it feel to capture people who are no longer with us?
It's very like it's even surreal. Like I was thinking about it earlier. Just trying to remember like them performing or whatever, or being like around them. It's very surreal, and that's for me that was like really proper like music, and like that was like the first step for rap to build like a subgenre. It's just legendary, because I don't even really think I've processed it all, to be honest. I think I've just like, I wasn't really living in the moment then, and now I'm trying to go back to it and like, oh yeah, I remember this and that. It's crazy times, and that all those guys really inspired me. Like I have literally an arm covered in tattoos with like little Juice WRLD ones and X one, like all during that era. So that's how much really it like inspired me and like opened my eyes up. And during those times I was traveling loads, so it was very like I related to their music a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully it lived. Yeah, I am just glad like those photos or footage will just live on, forever, hopefully.
I mean, yeah, their fan bases are massive.
Right.
They're so, because I remember I used to listen to quite a bit of Peep, not like religiously, because his fan base I remember was so core, was like
so cool.
Was sick, actually. It was really, really cool. And I think he passed in November 2017 maybe.
There you go, yeah.
And he had a gig in September.
Yeah.
In London.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, one of my biggest regrets was that
we went to go.
I was going to buy a ticket with me and one of my best mates at the time.
Wow.
But I couldn't. I had something I just couldn't get out of.
Yeah. You never really realize until like.
I never saw him live.
Yeah, it's so sad.
And his gigs was so, like, his events were so cool.
The people
were so cool.
Yeah, he's because he really had a community of like not degenerates, but like just like loner kids, like loner, sad kids. And he really like curated, like all of them did. They all really like made this community of sad, lonely kids.
Yeah.
And then they felt like they were connected to something because you go to the gig or you do this and like they'd all be there. Yeah, it was a very, very special time, a very interesting energy around that like 2016, 17, 18 like time period.
Yeah.
But none of it was sustainable because everyone was doing drugs and everyone was like, it was too much.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was way too much.
And how do you think, because obviously a lot of those guys like Juice, X, and Peep, and a lot of artists in general, like just kind of started on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And that SoundCloud rap or SoundCloud era.
Yeah.
It's a bit like streetwear actually. Like it was such a massive genre.
Yeah.
There's so many sub-genres in it, so many sub-sounds. Like it sounded so many different
100%.
sounds, which was amazing. How do you think that like the SoundCloud culture has impacted fashion and streetwear?
I think a lot. I think even like I look at like Opium now, like the Opium swag.
Yeah.
And I look at like how Peep would dress or Juice, and they would actually, or even X, and they were like fairly gothically dressed guys at times with like, whether it's like furry boots or like, you know, like full Rick or something like that. So I think they had a huge influence on, you know, streetwear. Sorry, I got miss my everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I just that's probably why I get like a little bit all over the place because that era is so special to me. But back to your question, yeah, I think the SoundCloud era was like a pioneer for a lot of fashion these days as well, and clearly me because I have built a whole brand off of it.
Yeah,
most of my t-shirts are like homages to X or Juice or Peep or, you know, even like the coasters I dropped, they're all SoundCloud, you know, rap. And I think there's a little bit of a grey area because everyone, like, I try not to get sued.
Yeah.
Happened a few times.
Have you actually had any really big trouble?
Yeah.
Really?
A couple, yeah. I'm actually going to edit them out. Monster Energy tried to sue me for a t-shirt I did. I wasn't even making any money off of it, but I ended up giving them all out anyway.
Did you actually have to pay?
Yeah, we kind of ignored it.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't ignore it. I replied to them.
Yeah.
And just explained it really, what was going on.
And they were pretty chill?
Kind of, yeah. We're going to try and work something out. And then Juice WRLD's team tried to sue me as well.
Damn.
Yeah. I just was like, I'm just a kid. Like I just love Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a t-shirt. And then the crazy thing is so I have an alias, another name. And I met the guy who sued me at a show, and he was like, "Oh, how you doing? Blah blah blah. What's your name?" And I didn't want to say like, "Yeah, I own this brand called Casper," because he'd be like. So I just I just like made a random name up. I was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" So yeah, I've been. You got to be careful.
Yeah, you do. I guess
yeah.
with the type of stuff you push out, it is a fine line, and you've got to be smart. But hey, you're creative.
We're here now.
Doing your thing, man. And is it so? Did you said earlier you mentioned about you shot a lot of X? Did you shoot one of his last ever shows?
The last show, yeah, I remember because I had a film camera and it was in Miami. It was at a Rolling Loud, maybe like 2017ish. Same one that I met Clint at, and I remember just running around everywhere. And then X comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, crowd is crazy. It's literally like a tsunami. There's so many people going crazy. I do have some footage somewhere I could always send you or whatever. But I shot the show and then Post Malone's headlining it straight after X. And I have an SD card with maybe like 1,000 photos and, you know, 60 minutes worth of footage. And I lost the fucking SD card.
No way.
Yeah. Remember getting back to the house and like I'd lost the whole thing. I was like, oh God, all that history just gone.
Yeah.
And then he died like a week later. I was like,
oh mate. I remember when he passed away. I was actually in a club in a prison. Yeah, it was
oh shit.
Yeah, mate, it was awful, man. Because I always liked this.
Prison.
It was terrible, man. It was like a Monday night or something as well.
Oh God.
But yeah, it was really sad, man. And a lot of my mates really like. I was a fan, but I wasn't like a fan. You know, like I never went to a show. I never obsessed, but one of my pals who was with me he looked at I've never seen him.
Did he cry?
Pretty much, yeah. He was just sat there
in the club crying,
and it was just like, oh my God, like,
crazy.
it was horrible, man. Because I've never seen him
well up like that,
and he doesn't know the guy, so we shouldn't be that attached. Because his music was so powerful.
It is crazy, yeah.
It's like it has that effect on people.
Yeah, it's very, very sad, and they're all so young.
Mate, it was
crazy,
tragic, man. It was
19,
tragic.
18.
But I guess that's not young in that game.
No.
Like for me, I'm quite old now, but like,
how old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, you're okay, nice.
Yeah, I'll be 25 in February. What about you? 25. Okay, sick.
Yeah,
so same
bracket.
It is so young. Like it's
crazy,
so young when music artists are popping up. I mean, now what freaks me out now is that rappers rappers who come up, who pop onto the scene, are usually younger than me.
I know,
which is fucking terrifying. At like 18,
crazy.
19, 20, I'm like, oh shit.
And they're so rich.
Yeah, so rich.
So much noise in the game.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, I'm really just making a t-shirt.
Yeah. Mate.
Yeah, I know. It's very easy to compare.
It's so easy to compare, man. So whatever you do, mate, you can't do it, man. I think, I don't know what the phrase is, but comparison is like the worst. That's the one. That's what you said to me.
Wow.
Comparison's the thief of joy.
Wow.
What a smart inspirational quote. But you're not wrong, to be fair. Like if especially when I first started like social media stuff, I still do it now, but try not to. But I just compare to other people in the space and what I could be doing better. And it's just, you go on a rabbit hole, man. It's
difficult not to, man.
It's so hard
very
not
difficult
to, mate,
not
especially
to.
when you have access to fucking everything on social media.
But I mean, like I was saying earlier, you must. I don't know how you're comparing, because your views are crazy.
Yeah, but what I do is I look at TikTok and I'll be like, oh shit, well that's sick. But I look at Instagram, and then the Instagram might be a little. It's like my Instagram is quite small. Like I'm not the biggest creator at all. But my Instagram is pretty low key. I don't really use it that much. I've got like 68K followers on there, right? And it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I would like more, because if I'm on my job to be social media, I want to promote the podcast. I want people to know about it.
Yeah.
I can't really. It's difficult to do it on the main TikTok.
Yeah. I do hear that.
And then I was sat there last night. I was like, well, I want to promote this pod really hard, because it's difficult. We got so many really cool stories and guests on this podcast, and we've got loads of cool ones coming up as well. But without that kind of promotion, not too many people hear it.
I know, yeah.
And it's like, well, I just know I've got something really sick here and really good product, but just getting it out there.
But it's time.
Yeah, it is time, 100%.
Time,
100%.
That's what I'm again like relating back to, is like, it's gonna take a while. If you want it to last, if you want the longevity, it's gonna take a minute to do.
Yeah.
100%. It's not gonna, like a quick brand, it's not gonna just, if you want longevity in the game, it's gonna take you a while to make sure you got the research and the data behind you to keep it going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what is next? We're coming to a close. What is next for Casper?
Got some really cool collaborations coming up. 2 really big ones, which I'm very excited for. We have.
Can you mention the clubs? They're keeping them low key.
Yeah, I could probably mention them. So I got a Lyrical Lemonade kind of collab. I released like these rugs. Don't know if you saw them. They're like big CD rugs, and then video game rugs.
Yes, yeah, complete. Yeah, CDs.
And we're gonna do one for Cole and his album, or Lyrical Lemonade and the album, which is cool, in January. And then I don't know if you heard of Gumball Rally.
No.
A Gumball Rally is like it's a massive, massive brand, and the guy is crazy. He knows he's the most well-connected guy I've ever met in my life. And I feel like I've met some people that know some people, but he's talking about, Sench's coming through, or Tony Hawk's my son's godfather.
Yeah,
I'm just like, these shoes are by Michael Jordan. He gave them to me. I'm just like, what the hell? So he owns this big car company that basically does crazy like road trips. And you have everyone on it, from like billionaire CEOs to massive rappers to whoever. And they're really cool. Actually, I won't say. I'll say it after. So I'm doing a collaboration with him. Yeah,
sick.
A nice collection, which is cool.
We've got a t-shirt here today. Is this from a recent one? Should we have a look at that? So this is the Vice City graphic.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So have these dropped yet?
These have dropped. They've all gone. This is probably like my personal one I've given to you.
Oh, mate, thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Talk us through it,
Cut and sew t-shirt.
Crazy.
My custom fit. Yeah, I mean, this is what I started doing was the graphic tees in COVID, and now it seems like people still like them. I thought people didn't like graphic tees anymore, or they were off them, but people still want them. So yeah, I made this, and I made this with a rug, a big games case rug.
So cool, man. So much going on.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
How do you do? So you create the actual artwork and everything. So you sit there in Photoshop and do all this.
Yeah, all custom. I mean, it's not obviously. I'm just copy and pasting shit and
but you still make it work.
But yeah, man, it's just like that nostalgia, back to nostalgia game again.
Mate, it's absolutely mental. You know what interests me the most about graphic tees is the like the vintage WWE ones. They're so expensive, cool. Man. I don't know too much about like the vintage side of stuff because I know people going about single stitch and all that shit. I have no idea about that stuff, but it really does interest me. I love that like American.
Vintage is really interesting, bro. Like,
yeah, mate, it's sick.
Yeah.
Really, I never get the opportunity to kind of talk about it or do anything with it because it's definitely not my audience. But I really like that shit, man. I have so much more time for interesting stories about garments and prints and stuff as opposed to like an actual like something that's like plain and looks good.
Well, like, a lot of the shit that was made in the early 2000s and late 90s was like proper, and that's why there's so many vintage tees now.
Yeah,
because they're like made to last, like proper.
They're valued as well. They're expensive. Some of the stuff.
Oh my god,
really
yeah.
premium.
Especially in London, like it's very expensive now.
Yeah, well, mate, this is crazy. Is there any back print?
There's a back print.
There's a back print as well.
Yeah, man.
Oh mate, that is nuts.
A little back print there, a bit of fun. No, we do.
That is so sick. We'll have to put some of the, and you got like the little Rockstar.
Yes.
Logo there.
Yes, a little bootleg.
A little bit, yeah. Why couldn't I think of that word?
Culture. That's the C for Culture Force.
Yeah, that's what it really stands for. That was the real inspiration behind it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of fun. You know, I like doing a back print as well. It makes it a little bit more interesting as well. Brings the value of the tee.
Do you prefer wearing busier stuff then? Do you reckon? It's
crazy because I actually don't.
Really?
I never wear busy.
Bit more low key.
I'm like very basic. Look, I'm all black, very plain fitted guy. I'll wear a graphic tee now and then.
A big Vans guy as well, aren't you?
Yes, I'm trying to do a shoe with Vans.
Sick.
Yes.
They've brought out the new skate shoe, haven't they?
The new schools, yeah.
The
Vans,
SB tongue.
Yes, I'm really trying to push that a lot.
They're cool, man.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get sent a pair of them. I didn't, but I might have to buy a pair. But yeah, they look sick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Vans are like my go-tos because I think it was like the first pair of shoes I had. My brother bought me and I used to wear them to school.
Yeah.
Because they're all black, the pimp soles.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't. Like I used to buy Jordans and Dunks religiously. I used to have the craziest collection, you know, like you used to buy them on the drop, spend all your money on that kind of thing. And then one day I was like, might be time for a change. Got rid of them all. Yeah, and then now I'm just a very more like basic fitted guy.
I think I'm definitely not like a Vans obsessed guy like yourself. I do love a good
just
like
easy,
an old school, but I think I'm the same. Like I've kind of not grown up, but grown away from the hype sneakers as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm wearing like Supreme SB Dunks now, which is probably the epitome of hype. But like, I mean, my most worn shoe this year is literally like a New Balance, like 1906. It retails at like £100.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got all these expensive kicks that I really do like and I love, but they're just, I prefer comfort now.
Yeah. We're getting old.
Yeah, mate, it's quite worrying, man. Yeah, it's quite worrying, but you know, your style is maturing.
It evolves. It does evolve.
Beautiful, man. Thank you very much for the tea, bro.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Cool. Well, big love to Casper for coming on, man. It's been an absolute
I really
pleasure.
appreciate it. It's good to have talks with like proper.
Mate, it's been sick, man. We've been chatting for a long time, so it was.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
I know you're doing the most as well, so I'm sure more eyes will come soon.
There's lots coming.
Yeah,
you can use Culture Force as a promo code for my store.
Yeah, big love for watching people. Yeah. The episode will come out. I don't even know what the date is, but it will be. Well, you would be Christmas Day. Christmas Day. Well, if you're watching this on Christmas Day, bro. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, man, you need to go out more. You need to see your family. But no, big love,
Merry
man.
Christmas.
Yeah, happy Christmas, bro. Thank you very much for all the support. 6 p.m. every Monday is a new episode. We've got some really good guests lined up. And yeah, man, thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.